Well, it looked like Alyssa Thomas is hurt. Did Caitlin Clark get some justice from the gods from above? We don't know, but it looked very, very spooky with how she got hurt. I mean, she literally went down damn near in tears. Now, this is coming just on nearly 3 weeks after the attack that she...
Consequences can be incredibly harsh, and right now, the entire WNBA is gripped by an absolute, unprecedented wave of sheer panic. For months, league officials chose to look the other way. Executives watched from their premium luxury boxes as dangerous hits, hard takedowns, and a non-stop wave of physical intimidation were directed at rising superstar Caitlin Clark. However, the situation finally reached a boiling point on national television, leaving the league office completely unable to ignore the crisis any longer. Alyssa Thomas just learned a painful lesson. When you cross the line into non-basketball violence, the repercussions come back around even harder, creating a shocking situation that has veteran commentators entirely speechless. What began as just another aggressive moment on the court has spiraled into an administrative and legal crisis for the WNBA commissioner. The quiet rumors floating around basketball circles have at last been proven true. High-powered corporate attorneys are officially stepping into the mix, and a well-known sports lawyer has delivered an intense ultimatum straight to the league's top executives. They are stating clearly on the record that Caitlin Clark's fundamental rights as a professional player, an employee, and a person are being openly violated under the current leadership. The WNBA is operating in pure damage control, the commissioner is frantic behind closed doors, and the toxic period of letting dangerous cheap shots slide without serious punishment is completely over. Tonight, we are pulling back the curtain on the immediate fear sweeping through the executive offices of the sport, the sudden double blow of physical injury and financial loss hitting Alyssa Thomas, and the looming legal battle that is set to reshape women's professional basketball for good. Anyone who genuinely thinks this is just a typical basketball feud is completely missing the massive, hidden warfare happening away from the cameras.
15 years. So I'm very limited government. I'm conservative. I've worked for Marsha Blackburn, Ted Cruz, and in the Trump administration, including the Trump White House.
Okay. Now, what caught your attention about Caitlin Clark?
Caitlin Clark has had a seismic impact on the WNBA ever since she first joined. Merchandise sales increased over 600%, league app engagement over 600%, subscriptions to the league pass over 400%, and the team she plays for, the Indiana Fever, tripled in value. But despite all that success that she's immediately had, the league has basically looked the other way as she's been targeted on a weekly basis, and that targeting is putting her career at risk.
To truly understand why the league office is so deeply paralyzed by fear, you have to look closely at the exact, disturbing moment that started this entire chain reaction. Basketball fans everywhere watched in total disbelief as Alyssa Thomas made a dangerous non-basketball move during a chaotic play, intentionally driving her fist straight into Caitlin Clark's throat area. It was an incredibly reckless act. It looked violent on screen, and it showed a level of hostile intent that simply has no place on a professional court. Yet, it was what happened right after that created the true corporate emergency. The official referees positioned directly on the floor, watching the play unfold right in front of them, completely froze. No whistle was blown. No foul was called. The officiating crew, whose primary job is to protect player safety, met the moment with complete, deliberate silence. Fever head coach Stephanie White completely lost her temper during her post-game press conference, heavily criticizing the league office for allowing dangerous, unnecessary hits to go unpunished game after game. Looking straight into the cameras while visibly trembling with anger, she stated that the situation was entirely unacceptable and showed a deep lack of respect for the game itself. But while league executives originally thought they could just let the moment pass quietly, an instant online backlash from millions of fans sparked a public relations crisis that corporate sponsors simply could not ignore. A day later, facing immense outside pressure, the league office had to make an embarrassing pivot, retroactively upgrading the play to a flagrant foul and hit Thomas with a swift, automatic one-game suspension. While justice was ultimately served after the fact, the messy way it was handled revealed a deeper level of administrative failure, and the WNBA's true legal headache was only just beginning. The core issue facing the league tonight is incredibly straightforward. You cannot legally allow a superstar employee to be physically attacked at their required place of work on live television without opening yourself up to massive legal trouble. That is the exact, focused approach a high-profile, multi-million-dollar sports law firm is taking against the WNBA tonight. A prominent attorney has thoroughly examined the high-definition footage, put together a detailed timeline of how inconsistently the league's referees handle calls involving Clark, and dropped a massive legal bomb. They are formally arguing that the WNBA's ongoing failure to enforce its own rules and offer a safe, reliable work environment is a direct violation of Clark's civil and employment rights.
At her toe? She's holding her toe or something? I believe she might have been holding her toe. Oh, wow. Let's read some of the comments. Some of the comments say, glad to see Caitlin Clark fans staying classy and laughing at injuries. Just be careful of that glass house. Not classy as Mercury posting stick figures making fun of her injuries. Eat ish. Whoa. Whoa. That never happened. Left off. They were posting stick figures of DeWanna Bonner. One, but Fever fans are illiterate. So now we got other fans arguing with Fever fans. And like, I just want to let y'all know something. This is what they do online. That's why I don't engage in a lot of Twitter activity, because this is the circus that people like. Opposing fans, opposing people in the media like to target people on Twitter. I don't engage in any of this, but I'll read it. There was a contact, but it was Thomas getting away with an offensive foul. Somebody said, I'm no AT fan, but this is not a flop. You can see that she rolled her left ankle, and when she planted the inside of her foot, comes up, and instead of staying planted on the spin, in response, she falls backwards, taking the pressure off the ankle by lifting it and falling. Now, there is more footage, another angle of this injury that occurred here. I believe this is it here. And it looked like, here they come with the towels, because she's probably crying. Not big bad Alyssa Thomas crying.
Consider the massive financial dread this particular legal strategy creates for top executives. If a formal civil lawsuit actually gets filed in federal court, the legal process of discovery gets underway. This means the league will be legally required to hand over internal text messages between executives, private emails shared among referees, and secret evaluation sheets showing how they purposefully judge physical contact against Caitlin Clark. A legal discovery phase of this scale threatens to completely tear apart their multi-billion-dollar television broadcast agreements, ruin their international corporate sponsorships, and completely wreck their entire public marketing setup. The commissioner's office is stuck in endless emergency sessions, fully aware that they have allowed their biggest financial asset to be targeted by a physical style of play they can no longer legally defend. The looming shadow of a massive federal lawsuit has left the front office totally stuck, and their own legal advisors are warning them that they have absolutely no defense.
However, the concern is that resentment is then leading to targeting on the court. It's happening at a higher rate for Caitlin Clark than anyone else. And unfortunately, it's creating a textbook hostile work environment for Caitlin Clark. And under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, the federal government does have an ability to engage here, should they so choose.
Homeowners, when is the last time you checked on your home title? If your answer is never, then this is for you. Scammers are stealing titles, and your equity is a target. Criminals forge your signature. Just like that, your home title can be transferred out of your name. That's why I partnered up with Home Title Lock, so you can find out today if you're already a victim. Please use my promo code BILL at HometitleLock.com, and you'll get a free title history report. Plus, you will get a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts of any changes, and if fraud does happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code ILL. So you said the federal government should get involved with this because Ms. Clark's civil rights are being violated as she is targeted on the court, the basketball court, and no one's protecting her. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. I know a lot of people say it's sports, that, we should expect hard fouls, and I agree with that. I'm a sports fan. I like seeing competitive play, but unfortunately.
But while corporate lawyers prepare to fight it out in the courtroom, a powerful dose of poetic justice was served directly on the basketball court. In a stunning turn of events that has veteran analysts completely amazed, Alyssa Thomas experienced one of the most drastic career setbacks in recent WNBA memory. The hostile, reckless attitude she brought onto the floor to bully and hold back Caitlin Clark ended up working against her in the most perfect way possible. Not only did the league's retroactive punishment completely cost her a game check and stick her with an embarrassing public suspension, but sources inside the locker room have revealed that Thomas left the arena dealing with intense, painful physical fallout from her own overly aggressive actions. The aggressor instantly became the one suffering. For the first time in her veteran career, a player who always operated without facing any consequences is feeling the full weight of league-wide isolation, major financial hits, and intense criticism from fans across the globe. She went out on the floor hoping to send a dangerous message to a rookie star, but instead, she successfully halted her own team's championship run, damaged her personal brand, and cost her franchise crucial ground in the standings.
Foul called on her. It was the fourth technical foul this season, so that means WNBA is now to set a fine. Oh, wow. According to WNBA rules. So that was her fourth technical foul. Wow. Alyssa Thomas, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good at all, bro. I just got to be honest. Hold on. Let's finish reading. Fourth technical foul. According to WNBA rules, the first three each carry $500. While the fourth through seventh can carry $1,000. Every tech after that is punishable by a $1,500 fine and a 1-game suspension. A player also receives a warning letter from the WNBA. Get out my face, pop up. Warning letter from the WNBA after their fifth technical foul. Thomas most recently served as 1-game suspension due to the hit on Caitlin Clark on June the 24th. During that contest, the Mercury forward made contact with Caitlin Clark's throat with her fist while the Fever guard was down. No foul was called on the play, but the WNBA reviewed it and retracted it, which we all know, to flagrant foul. But it looked like Alyssa Thomas is dealing with ankle injuries.
The WNBA is currently sitting directly on a ticking financial and legal time bomb, and the clock is quickly running out before a massive operational collapse occurs. This historic crisis has moved far beyond a simple basketball debate about physical rivalries or old school versus new school mentalities. It has turned into a high-stakes corporate battle over workplace safety, executive liability, and major legal precedents. If the commissioner does not immediately step in to completely restructure the current refereeing system and start handing out permanent bans for non-basketball violence, corporate lawyers are going to take total control of the sport right out of her hands. Caitlin Clark has finally seen a small bit of true justice, but the corrupt system beneath it all remains deeply broken. Will the top executives step down from power before this legal storm completely ruins the league's reputation? Or will the WNBA continue to break down under the heavy weight of its own administrative failures? One thing is absolutely certain. The global sports world is watching every single whistle from this moment on with an absolute microscope. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications right now, because this legal battle is getting more intense by the hour, and the real courtroom drama is about to change everything.